All right, welcome back to Sunday Chirps, episode 3. We are joined by an absolute beauty, Jake Parker. How are you, Jake?
Good, boys. How you guys doing?
Good,
Doing all
doing good
right.
myself. Had a good
Awesome.
weekend.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you being here. What are you up to this weekend or last week? What's been going on?
Nothing too much, just had a couple sports bets going on, went to the beach, uh, just hung out with a girl, nothing too crazy. Didn't get too after or anything like that. How about you, boys?
Nice. Yeah, I didn't get too banged up this weekend. Actually, sober weekend. Got to stay healthy. Coached a lot of hockey, so I'll get into that in a minute. We had 4 games in 2 days, so that was a lot. But yeah, I'll jump to you, Max. Anything exciting
Yeah.
on your end?
I had the boys come this weekend from the hometown, Long Beach. It was a great weekend. We definitely got banged up a bit, I'll tell you that. All around though, success. Yeah.
Love it. I'll
Unreal.
get my weekend after, but first, a couple questions. Parker, I came across on Instagram today. I was just kind of scrolling. Do you know Lucas Habrovsky?
Yeah, that's one of my best friends. How do you know him?
I used to play hockey with him.
No way.
I swear, I saw pictures. I played with him in 2000. Oh shoot, I don't remember. Played with him Pee Wee first year and second year.
Jesus, that kid's something else. I've never I don't know how often you keep in contact with him, but I've never met someone wild like that. But that's
I
hilarious.
haven't spoken to him since we were probably 13. That's the last trip with him. I think Bantam first year.
Okay, okay. No, I met him playing hockey first when I was like 16, and then we just kept bumping into each other at showcases and stuff like that. But he's a character. He's come down to
Yeah.
Florida a few times. He's a character.
Where did you play with him?
I first met him up at a showcase in New Hampshire when I was like 16. Then we played AAA together. We both played for 95 Giants for about a year, and
Where is
then
that?
that's in Attleboro, Mass.
Gotcha.
And then we just kept meeting throughout the years. Like my first year of juniors ever, my billet brother, he lived with him the year prior and went to high school with him, and we just kept like crossing paths. And he's an absolute beauty. But yeah, we've just played a lot of showcase and stuff, but not on the full fall season team.
Gotcha. Nice. And growing up, like, kind of what teams do you play for? I think you played Hawks, but were there any other teams?
Yeah, actually, I played a lot of youth hockey at the Junior Panthers as well. I started off at Rink on the Beach where we play men's league, and then like that was the OG days. And then I went back and forth between Panthers, Hawks, for a while. Had a lot of fun, made a lot of friends, but then I ended up going up north when I was 15. But Panthers and Hawks down here.
Gotcha. And before we jump to up there, Max, just to put in perspective, Rink on the Beach is basically like Port Washington, where it's like the edge is like it's not a full rink and it's like
Oh God.
pretty like subpar. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's not a great rink for people that don't know that rink.
Mm-mm.
but yeah,
Yeah, go ahead,
go
Jared.
ahead. All right, I was gonna say, who'd you play with up north when you went and built it up in 15s or 16s? What teams were you playing for after like leaving Florida?
Yeah, so when I went up my sophomore year, I played for a team called 95 Giants, named after a highway. What a name! My my sophomore year, and then I bounced around a little bit. I played for Walpole Express. That's where I lived with Lucas's old billet brother. Played there for a year. Then I played for Islanders Hockey Club. I'm not sure they're in the USP. You guys probably played them. And on Aviators. I'm not sure, but
It sounds familiar. Where are they out of? Islanders Hockey Club.
they're out of Tingsboro, Mass.
Okay, it sounds. I remember like playing at a mass, like teams I think of like the Minutemen Flames.
Yeah, I can think of
Um,
Yeah,
who else was there?
like the
I can't
freeze and
think.
stuff.
yeah. Minutemen, they played at that. I think they played out of like the rink with like 8 sheets or something.
Marlboro. That's a
Yeah.
Oh
beauty of a
yeah.
rink.
No, that's a sick rink. But no, yeah, I played for Islanders for a bit, and then I went back to Walpole. Played in the for the Junior Rangers as well, so just kind of bounced around like EHL. But Yeah, just basically stayed in New England for around 5 years from 15 to 20.
What
Let
was
me ask
that
you that.
like?
Wait, can I ask a question, Jared?
Go ahead, go ahead.
What would you say like the competitiveness of that league is? Like, do you think it's like very competitive? Like kids are going like juniors and farther.
Yeah, there was kids playing pretty high level. Like it wasn't like the NAL or NCDC. It was below like NCDC, but a lot of kids are going D3. A lot of the kids that I played with last year, a few of them ended up committing for next year to some D3 schools, but it was all pretty competitive and just I always lived with the teammates, so I always just kind of had the competitiveness away from the ice as well, but it was good level hockey. Like we weren't playing with you were talking about like John Lundy. I remember Lucas was telling me about him. We weren't playing with those guys, but we did all right for ourselves. But
Gotcha.
Interesting.
No, that's
Interesting.
awesome. So what was it like leaving home, going like 1,500 miles away from family at 15 and building? Like that's got to be big change.
oh, for sure. Like honestly, it was probably my favorite decision I've ever made in my life. Like ever since I was about 12, I just always wanted to go away and see what it was like up north. It was just kind of one of my goals, and when I finally was able to do it, it's definitely a big change. Like just the weather and not living with family, just being an only child. Then I was living in a house with 3 bedrooms where we had 9 people living in the house. So,
Wow.
but
Ooh.
no, it was a great change. I met people from all over the world over that span. Like I have friends in Amsterdam, Norway, just all over, and it's probably the best experience any hockey player could have.
That's awesome. Wait, would you say it's like wait, hold on, I just forgot it. Jared, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as far as like, I mean, going up north, me and Max and I are both from up north. I
Hmm.
think the biggest change I've seen in hockey down here, there's still high
Or
level hockey, is
yeah.
it's the gap in like the distance. Like I could drive in a 5 hour radius. I could drive around. There's 25 different 12U teams in the entire state, versus I could drive 5 hour radius from where I grew up playing, and there's probably 200 teams.
Yeah, easily. Wait, I remember my question now. How did you get into this league? Like, did you get an invite? Did you try out for this team? Like, how did you get there? Up
Yeah, so
1,500
it
miles.
actually works out pretty funny. My Bantam year, I ended up separating my shoulder pretty horribly. I wasn't on the ice for about 2.5, 3 months. So I missed our like each year our team would one time go out of state to like somewhere up north. I think that year we went to Minnesota. It was freezing, so I probably wasn't that unlucky. But no, my dad just wanted to try to take me to an out of state showcase or something just to kind of like make up for it, and I didn't really know what to expect, so I was just emailing a bunch of coaches. Finally, got a response back in the spam, like yeah, just send me X amount and we'll come up and play. All right, whatever. But I actually ended up getting scouted by my 15U team, and then they set me up with a billet. It was a bit of a ruckus. Like when I was finally moving up north, I didn't even have my billet. I kind of found out when I landed in the airport,
Oh
but
my
like
God.
where I was living. But no, it was funny how things work out. Like if I didn't end up getting hurt that season, I might have just stayed in Florida, or who knows really what would have happened.
It's awesome. It
That's a
really
clip if I've
is.
ever seen one. My goodness. Max, do you have any other questions?
I don't. That was a good ass clip right there.
Sweet. All right, let's some stuff that came across my desk or our desk, however you want to put it. So to return to the weekend, 4 games. I think it was I want to say game 2 or 3. I was kind of hyping up the guys and girls in the locker room, and so there's a knock at the door. And like we let the person in. They sat down. This person was Bobby Orr, so he comes in, sits down, listens to me give my speech. I made some comment about like going 110%, and he like kind of interjected like after me saying something and kind of was like, yeah, like this is just like it is in the NHL locker room. They say the same things, and I'm just like getting chills, and also I'm fighting like, how do I not like
Yeah, some
mess up
pressure.
here?
That's some pressure, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
So
don't trip over any words when he's in the room.
Yeah.
seriously. And then I talked to him afterwards and I was saying how I wore number 4 my whole career, which was unreal. I even did like in 5th grade, my book report was on Bobby Orr. So it's like
Yeah.
really a full circle moment there. Um,
Literally.
and then on the other bench, I was playing the Junior Panthers, and it was Roberto Luongo's on the other bench. Little Luongo's in net, and the first line is Little Marlowe, so Patrick Marlowe's kid and Eric Stahl's kid. So I'm like, what is this? Just like the NHL day again? So special weekend for sure. But what
2010
was it?
All-Star team right there.
Yeah, go ask
Seriously.
for like a PTO or something.
No, unreal weekend. But yeah, let's jump to beer league. We had quite the Gongshow. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
You want to kind of dive into that a bit?
Oh boy. So Max, just I'm not sure how much Jared told you, but we were playing against this guy. I don't know if that's just his night of the week, just to pretend like he's still chasing the dream or whatever it was. But from puck drop, this guy was just cross-checking, elbowing everyone like it was Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals. Like it was, dude be ripping guys from his bench, telling him he's gonna kill him, all this crazy stuff, and all hell just broke loose. He was like a boiling pot. And Jared, I sent you over some clips. I'm sure we could go over later, but he was skating by our goalie, elbowing him, just ripping the refs the whole time. They're just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. But absolute gong show, and we ended up getting into a bit of a scrap at the end, classic beer league fashion. But
Yeah, we definitely
Team
could.
or just you?
me and a few guys. He went after this guy was huge. He was like 6'4", and there's a kid on our team, Miles, who's about 5'4", and he was eyeing him up, sizing him. I'm just trying to figure out how this is gonna work out. But
Yeah.
yeah, absolute mess for sure. But classic beer league.
And I think part of the issue too was the refs were mad that they let him play. Like mad at the rink for letting this kid play who was suspended or banned from the league. So they
Well,
just were like, we're not doing anything. We're not going to call penalties this game. And it was
it's
just a
gonna be a
real.
mess. It's gonna be an absolute mess if it's like that then.
So it was started out okay. We're up like 3-1 in the first period, and then it'd be like 2-on-1, and like instead of like normal like oh like, and when they're in a 2-on-1, you play the puck. One guy would just come in, slew your like knock your feet out, and then they go and score. And it's like, well, what are we supposed to do here? Or
Yeah.
like a loose puck in front of the net, and they just like punch like or just cross check two guys out of the way, and it's like, well, we got another breakaway. Like it was really just horrid. It was all around awful. And then he was like, what, threatening to kill us after the game?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
threatening to kill us. Apparently, he got suspended before. He was like pretty much threatening to kill people in the parking lot after the game. Just absolute nutcase. But he's back apparently. So
He's
uh,
back again.
yeah, he's back. The rink let him play again.
Didn't he pull a gun last year?
Yeah, that's what I heard. So, oh my,
Like that's horrible.
Yeah,
yeah,
especially
they're trying to say like that. They're gonna make him like sign a contract that if he does that again, which if you have to sign a contract in men's league, it's
What do you mean if
probably
he does that again? If he pulls a gun again, like it could be it for
yeah.
someone.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
that's
never one to block shots anyway, so I don't know
I'm
about
gonna
that.
start ripping slap shots at him to get the goalie. But yeah, let's jump to a little better note. What are your guys' thoughts on the computer generated boards?
Don't like them.
No?
I'm not a big fan either. It's not like a huge change, but like it's not just needed. I mean, they could just go with the classic style. It's not necessary.
Well, it's for ad revenue. I think it generates more ad revenue because you could cycle more
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
So what are your alternatives if we don't do computer generated boards? Because we need to catch up on the ad revenue and making more money. So what's the move for the NHL?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Transparent.
or go
I
ahead.
could start with this. They could go transparent, maybe make it like cool. So like if you sit in the front row, it's actually like worth it and like you see the puck bounce like so hard off the glass. I mean, maybe that could be one. I mean, it would probably take away ad revenue, but I mean, they can make up for it on like the TV. They can put it like over it or something. I don't know. Make
You're
a
saying
some
full
way.
boards or glass and no.
Well, like the bottom part, they can make like really strong glass or something. So it like, and then maybe you could take like crazier bounces off the boards, like make the game interesting.
And how that help the ad revenue though, like to make up for that.
I mean, TVs can figure that out. I mean, that's on them.
No, that's a cool idea though. I don't hate that. I mean, they added the what's it called, the stickers to the helmet where it's like
Yeah.
got the different teams. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I get like the league's got to make more money. Like I feel like sometimes on the TV it'll glitch, and I saw on Twitter this one girl had like a seizure because the ads were like
Whoa.
spazzing
Jeez.
out or something. I don't know, but I get the league's got to catch up to the other sports, but I'm not quite sure what the alternative is. But
Yeah, no, but I tend to agree with you. Like, unless they're flawless with it, which they're not, you got to
Mm.
get rid of those. And I don't know what the answer is as far as maybe you just make more, do longer ads between periods because I feel like if you're like at the game, like you want to go like get beer and it takes time or get food, and then if you're not at the game, like in between periods, like if it's an extra 5 minutes, like you could go do whatever, like you're doing some laundry or cooking or whatever, like it's not a big deal. So that could be an alternative.
The players would hate that, but they would have to just live with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
5 more minutes, but I think that would be maybe a better alternative, just a little bit longer because you don't always have time to go grab and wait in those concession lines, so it'd
hmm
be a little bit better.
It doesn't have to be 5 minutes, like 3 minutes, like make it 23-minute intermission. Like
Yeah.
that's 9 more minutes of ads. Like that's gotta be huge factoring in. But um, congratulations to McDavid, 100 points. I think he did it in what, 56 games.
Yeah.
Guy's an absolute missile out there.
Oh my God, ridiculous. You think he's gonna break 160?
No,
He's
I
got
don't think
what?
160. There's like 30 games left, right?
Do they count playoffs in the points?
No, it's only regular season, I think.
So 56 games, he did 100. If he could finish out, what is that? They play 82 games. So what's the math there? 26? I think that's right. Check me
That's
on that.
not a math guy,
70.
but I'll do my best.
52 plus 20 would be 72 plus. No, 56 plus 20 would be 76 plus 6 would be 82. Yeah, yeah. So 26 games. If he could go 2 points a game to finish, that'd be 52 points. I don't think he's going to breaking 160. I think he could break 150 though, which
Okay.
is
Yeah.
insane. And I don't know if you saw the Jones brothers, Seth and what's Seth's brother? Caleb Jones. They bet over under 150 for McDavid, which is the fact that you're betting 150 points for a guy is insanity.
Yeah, when you're out there against him, if you're betting the under, just blocking every single shot, trying your best. But who knows? It's hard to stop that guy.
Seriously. And then
Yeah.
what were your guys' thoughts? Are the Islanders getting bit in the ass right now that Bavillier's on an absolute tear with Vancouver?
Yeah, he's like point per game.
I think more. I think he's like 1.5 points a game.
I mean, he'll slow down, I think. I mean, Bo is good. I mean, he's probably in his prime right now. I mean, Pavilli's got some time still. He's like on the younger side of things. We'll see
And then
though.
Barzal's out now too. I don't know if it's
Yep.
long term or it's at least more than day to day.
Yeah.
So that's not good for them, at least for their playoff hopes.
No, hopefully it's not long term.
Playoff push.
Yeah, they need everyone they can get.
Yeah.
And then another not so good note, Jonathan Toews is not doing great with some COVID complications, so that's not ideal. Hope he gets better. And then on my end as well, I wanted to bring up the rules in youth hockey now are awful. Like I've been coaching, and you can't ice it on the penalty kill. You have to use the red line. Isn't that absurd?
That's
Yeah, it
ridiculous.
is.
That's probably my biggest takeaway and the most frustrating thing, because then what happens is the forecheck is just overpowered, and these kids they have trouble like chipping it out then being 10 or 12 years old because you can't go high up the glass and ice it anymore. And like trying to chip it out without icing it is like it leads to turnovers. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. And then no delayed icing. Offside, sorry. But that's not the biggest deal, but it's still a little bit annoying.
Is that up until Bantam or?
I think it's 16 or 18U now for both.
That's ridiculous.
That's not the same sport we played.
No,
Yeah,
that's
it's not.
not at all. I don't.
So,
Wait,
Just
what about delayed icing?
no, I don't know when delayed icing starts, but the icing for 12U is like when you rip it down, it's what do you call it? Not delayed. It's not
um
hybrid. They
It's
blow it every time.
yeah, they enforced or something. I don't know what it's
Yeah,
called.
I'm not sure what it's called. Um, Another thing that came across the desk. Have you heard of Old Dominion? I don't even know where they're based out of, but their players, their
Can you
captain,
share
I
this?
think.
Can you share the screen on this one? Because this is
Yes,
just
I can.
insane.
I'm gonna share screen. All right. So we got this guy. Oh, wait, did it render in for you guys yet?
not yet. It's just a load.
It's taking forever. Of course, it's gonna take forever.
If not, we could just clip it later.
Yeah. But basically, what I'm gonna go through and there we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
This guy, 03. So it's like pretty young, but it's not that young. So he's a freshman. I don't know if he's a true freshman or not, but he's an 03, like young looking kid. Then we got this dude's an assistant captain on that team. 1982.
Wait, hold on.
So imagine being like line mates. This guy's 5'11", 225. And this one was 6', 180. I mean, I guess he was pretty big, but he previously played for Port Huron Northern High School. Bro, my guy went to high school in the 90s. So what, did he not play hockey for 20 years?
He probably does what you do.
credits.
He plays beer league, and then they probably just had like a club team, and he was like, "Oh, I'm joining," and that was probably his alumni school.
Seriously. And then this guy, Madrid, Spain. I did not think I'd see this either. Pretty cool to see the game getting more internationalized, if that's a word. And then this guy too, but he's 33 years old. Like, I don't know. That's pretty wild. I mean, good for them. I mean, if you could play whatever this league is,
Is that
good for
that's
them.
not Acha? Is that just like
I don't know what. I think it's I'm not sure. It's club ice hockey. It is Hacha. But they're CHF, so that's a lower division. That's like Binghamton's in the CHF. But I mean, Hacha is still some special stuff out of Virginia.
Dude, imagine lining up against that guy.
Dude, can you imagine lining up the face-off? You're like, yo, I'm an 05 true freshman or 04 true freshman, and this guy's like, yeah, I was born 30 years before you, 20 years before you. That's just absurd. But you know what? If you could do that, that's like the guy of the North Texas quarterback. He's turning 30 this year. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
But special stuff. Special stuff over there.
Only in the Acha.
The Acha, like it's getting pretty hyped up nowadays.
It's good though. There's some like good competition.
Well, depending on what division. Like the top division. Top division. No, there's some legit schools like Minnesota and Michigan. I think like Adrian College is like the heavy favorite every year. So pretty cool.
No, it's good.
But on the golf front, want to go through real quick. Tiger Woods hosted a little tournament. Actually, not a little tournament, a big tournament, the Genesis Open. Made the cut, had a pretty good overall weekend. But John Rahm, 3 wins already, I think in like 4 or 5 starts. So this guy's getting paid big time. So really cool to see. It's at Riviera in Los Angeles. Really nice course.
He just snuck that win out at the Genesis too. Like what's his name? Max missed,
Homa.
right? Yeah, he just missed one.
Well, it wouldn't have been it would have been a tie and put a lot of pressure on. I think he was one stroke back.
Yeah.
But yeah, Max Homa won that I think 2 years ago. So it's a big tournament, and
Yeah, it
these
is.
purses have been huge.
Not as big
So
as the live paycheck, but still must not be too bad.
I think it was like 2.7 million for winning. So I mean,
Not too
definitely
bad.
doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
No, it doesn't.
And then I don't know if you guys saw Barstool Sports, is fully owned or fully not owned by Dave Portnoy anymore. It's bought out the last 64% or 64, whatever you want to call it, is now owned by Penn. So they're entirely owned by Penn Gaming or Penn Sportsbook,
Yeah.
whatever the company is.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I think it was like $388 million for the deal.
For the last 64%. The first
Yep.
first part was like 2015, 2016, something like that.
Yeah.
But pretty
not
crazy.
too shabby.
No. He's got like 2 years left, and they'll probably just be laying on the beach in Miami here.
Mm-hmm.
But one last thing before we jump into Western Conference, unless you guys have anything else, is so I was leaving the rink tonight. I was just coaching, and my guy walks in. And when I say my guy, just some random guy walks into the rink with 2 fucking Little Caesars pies, and he goes right in the locker room. Dude, that is going to be lethal on his stomach. Like, I couldn't imagine playing with Little Caesars in me.
No.
Just absolutely flying out there.
I can't believe you didn't take a slice, though. I would have had at least one before the game. Maybe after.
Well, it wasn't my beer league game. I was just walking out as he was walking in. I was just finished coaching. Yeah.
Wait, so
And I'm
this
sure-
was a guy playing men's league. This wasn't a kid?
No, some guy in men's league. But speaking of men's league and food, we have someone who loves food on the bench.
Oh my god.
What'd you have last week? Kung Pao
General Tso's
chicken?
chicken.
General Tso's chicken?
Dude, I get hungry. I don't eat during the day. I
Crazy.
just gotta get some quick carbs or protein in, and it doesn't really end up working out too well ever. I always feel like shit after, but I'm a little less hungry.
You need to start eating during the day.
Yeah, it's brutal. I've had General Tso's chicken. The time before that, this was actually terrible. I should have been fine. I had sushi.
Oh, on the bench.
Yeah, you take off your helmet, you're soaking wet, especially because our rink is like a sauna in there. It's so hot. You just snag a quick eel roll and just go back out there.
I don't think I would do that. I love sushi, but I don't think I could do that, honestly.
I do too, but it honestly made me not like sushi. I was just so hungry, and then as I was doing it, I was like, I'm a degenerate. Like, I can't do this ever again.
Oh, God.
Time to be. That's what you get in men's league, though. So.
Yeah, what a time.
Anything else you guys have come across your guys' plates at all before we jump into the Western Conference?
MLB spring training has started. Let's go
Mhm.
Mets. I don't know what you guys root for, but I'm excited for the baseball season this year.
Absolutely. This is a little bit off sports topic, but did you guys see that thing, like that oil spill or that chloride spill in Ohio? That was insane, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like no one's talking about it, and it's just this like Chernobyl thing going.
So I actually read something into it. The EPA was showing that it's no longer dangerous, the air. I don't know about the water polluted, but like the air is no longer like toxic to breathe in.
Oh, okay.
Test. So that's good. And
That's
also
good.
like there was like four big train like derails like that in the last like couple of weeks, which I was like never heard of, and I thought it was crazy. So there's definitely some politics around like the bringing it out. So real quick, I'm not gonna pick sides for like right or left. I'm not picking that stuff. But I did not realize 4.5, like that's the average amount of trains derail per day in the U.S., which is a
crazy.
staggering number.
Yeah.
A lot.
Um,
How many trains go though? Like how many trains like go throughout? I mean, there's got to be like what, almost millions? Like not even, right?
probably millions between subway and train. I mean, I'm sure they're not all deadly. The derails, it might just be like a little whatever. But
Mhm.
four big events happened. I know the conservatives with all like the movement of the hazardous materials, they want to favor, and I'm not 100% sure, you could fact check me on this, but I'm not favoring sides. They want to run like piping through the US to have like the materials transported, and I believe the Democrats want it run by train. I think I'm not sure, but I think it's cheaper and safer to do it through the pipes, but there's some other reason that Democrats do not like. I do not know. I don't know who's right there, but that's
I
what
don't know either.
from the
Jared Pine
understanding
for
I had.
Congress.
Yep, elect
Yeah,
him.
I don't think independents are gonna be able to make it too far nowadays, which is a shame. But switching from politics, any other last thoughts about anything in life before we jump into Western Conference?
I'm good.
Good
All
to
right,
go.
let's jump right into it. I'm gonna start with the red hot Dallas Stars.
Red
To start,
hot.
I mean, they're top of their division. I mean, that's what I'm going with red hot. The Western Conference, pretty subpar, and I think the top six teams in the East, by the way, as of I think yesterday, would all be ahead of every team in the Western Conference.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
as far as Western Conference go, the top dog, Dallas Stars. What are our thoughts? Mark, you want to start us off? What do they need to do?
Yeah. I mean, just with how I think we can all agree like the West is significantly weaker than the East. So I just think with Dallas right now, and they have their older guys, Ben Sagan, making a lot of money. And then some of their best players like Ottinger are not really getting paid what they're worth on the market. So I think right now is kind of their time to go for it, especially in the weakness of the Western Conference. So I think they should try to go big, get a Kane or a Timo, something big. I think the West is wide open. So I think the time's kind of now. They should just throw everything they got, try to make a big splash.
I like it. Grant?
Yeah, I like that idea. We've said that repeatedly that the West is significantly worse than the East. I'd also like to say that they have lost 4 straight and are 3-2-5 in their last 10. Red hot is an understatement to that team. So they definitely need to make some moves. I'll say that. If Kane is available to them, I don't know if he'll open his no trade clause to them. But if they can get another guy like that's also a star, that would be big for them because they can definitely make a push. Jared?
Yeah. No, definitely. I think they have probably one of the most veteran experience out of the West. I mean, you talk about Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, I don't know if I pronounced it.
Yeah, Sagan.
But I think one of the most slept on players besides Robo, who's an absolute weapon out there, Jason Robertson, Joe Pavelski. Everyone sleeps on Joe Pavelski, but he's a sick player. And so kind of I think the ads as well, like I think you need to make a push now. So I think a second or third line forward, a Timu Meyer, I don't hate. A Kane if you could get. Barbashev might be a good move out of
Yeah.
St. Louis. And then maybe our second or third, a number 2 or number 3 defenseman. I think like a Montour, maybe a Farabee, something along those lines to kind of fit in. I could even see like a Justin Falk. Something kind of fit in, just give him a little boost. I think it'd be a good.
Where is Justin Falk?
He's the Blues, so they're not gonna make playoffs.
Okay. Yeah, they're on rebuild mode.
Yeah.
We'll go into that later.
Yeah, they're shipping out.
Let's keep jumping to Winnipeg. What are our thoughts, Max? You want to start us off this time?
Yeah, they just beat us, the New York Rangers. Sad loss. 50, 3 shots on Hellebuck?
It was over 50. I don't know how many.
I mean, that's just a great team all around. I can't lie. They are going to be making a push too. I can see them making some trades. John Morrissey's having a great year. I saw that. Good for him and good for that team. I hope they can make a push. What do you think, Parker?
Yeah, I didn't really know, but I saw today a lot of their big guys are expiring in the next 2 years. Like there's Wheeler, Hellebuck, Scheifele, and Dubois, all between this summer or next summer, are all up for contracts. So I think they're kind of similar to Dallas, where you got to go big now. Don't maybe give up too much of the future, but maybe try to get another defenseman like a Gostisbehere or something like that. But I'd love to see a Canadian team go at it.
For sure. I actually agree with you there. I also thought the same thing. Pretty solid lineup. My thoughts were maybe get a little more depth from the forwards, or kind of another strong defenseman. Parayko or Montour, as well as Chikrin, come to mind as players maybe to look to add. I think last week talked about Taze to the Jets, but
Not
he
gonna
doesn't
happen
look
now.
like he's,
Yeah.
maybe
They
Kane
also
would go. I don't think so.
they also have a lot of cap space. They have what, almost like 3 million in cap, so they can make some moves, honestly, or 2 million in cap.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think they should make some moves, maybe pad like the offense, second, third, or fourth line. I mean, if Kyle Connor is playing out of his mind,
Yeah.
Hellbuck's sick puppy in net,
Oh,
and
yeah.
maybe just pad those D. But yeah, let's jump to the next. If you don't have anything else, we're gonna go Avalanche. Parker, you want to start us off this time?
Sure. I mean, I'm not sure how much they have in the cap space. I think they're
Nothing.
also waiting for. I think Landeskog's still on IR. They're probably gonna like Kucherov him and just wait for the playoffs. But
Yep.
I'm not sure how much they could do because they are pretty strapped. I think they're still a wagon though. So I think they should be all right. Maybe try to get like a low level depth guy. Like they got a Nieto, maybe someone on D as well. But I don't think there's much they can do. But I don't think they need to do too much as well.
Yeah, I'll go next. I really think I agree with that a lot. I mean, there's not much they can really do. They have no cap space to make moves, really. I mean, maybe go for a bottom nine guy, like anything that could work. Yeah, Jared, anything?
Yeah, I think from my end, I would love to see like a kind of defense, maybe some depth there. I think Cal McCarr's hurt right now, but when he comes back, they have pretty solid D. Him, what's his name from the Islanders? They got
Hayes.
Devin Tays, yeah.
Yeah,
They have a few other. They have some decent depth on D. So my thoughts more were for a second line center, like kind of repairing that Nazem Kadri role. And off
I
the top
mean
of my head, Braden Shen. Oh, go ahead.
they just don't have the money to do this. I mean, they really only have like 500,000 in cap right now, so nothing is really going to be like moving. I mean, they've won 3 straight. I don't think they really have to change much. They're the defending champs. Like, give them their credit.
Well, they lost Nazem Kadri, who was a
Yeah,
star player for them, and like who's it? Hook,
New Hook.
Newfoot, New Hook.
yeah, no,
New foot.
He
no.
he's a good player, but um, I don't know how this would work out. But if you could somehow get a Kevin Hayes or Braden Shen for that second line center, I think that's the missing piece.
No way.
But I don't know how it'll work.
Yeah, I got to move some
No
money
way.
around.
But yeah, it's definitely a stretch. But that's my, or I don't know. Maybe you find.
That's a good strat. No, I like that call though. Braden Shen is a good one. I like that. I mean, if they can find like a third team to take all the money on, that could definitely happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toronto just did that with Minnesota. They had him take
Yeah.
like a quarter of O'Reilly.
Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts of that? I know Toronto's East, but do you think Ryan O'Reilly's the missing piece to get past the first round?
Max, you want to go first?
I think they still have the curse on them. There's no doubt about that in my mind. I don't think Ryan O'Reilly is the piece. And I think they're not done. There's still 11 days in the trade deadline, right? So,
March
I mean,
2nd.
yeah, there's a lot of days left. I mean, it always comes down to the buzzer. I don't think they're done. Toronto always makes moves.
Never pays off.
No.
Never. No, I think like Dubas and Sheldon Keefe's jobs are probably on the line, so I think they're gonna try to just throw all the darts at the dartboard, try to do whatever they can, but I don't see them getting past the Tampa or whoever they play in the first round.
Yeah.
So I think they're still cooked.
That also brings up that I really hate the format of the wild card. Like, I really don't like. I feel bad for like Toronto and Tampa having to play each other in the first round. What likely will have to, just because both teams probably don't deserve to be playing each other. They're both legit contenders, I guess, if Toronto gets past the first round. So I think that's kind of unfair to them. I mean, and even like the Devils, Rangers, like that 2-3 seed, like that's just I don't know. I mean, I want to see the 1-8. There's nothing better than seeing the 1-8. You look around the league, everyone wants that. I don't understand why they changed it.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I really don't.
I don't know. I think it was Crosby that said he wants the 1-8 too. So I agree. All the players want. I don't know. Gary's got to pull a plug.
seriously.
I can't do anything but agree with that. Like truly.
But yeah, let's jump to Vegas. I guess I'll start us off here. Thoughts. I think they need to add some key pieces. They're definitely a pretty good team. I don't know if they're a legit contender without adding some pieces. I think maybe adding in a few defense. Something that came to mind was Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Gudas. Kind of pad in that defense. Maybe getting some good goaltending. I mean, Logan Thompson's been playing sick, but he's a
Yeah, he
rookie.
has.
If you could pad him with a Thatcher Demko or a Vejmelka, I think that'd be both good moves. And then staying healthy. And then my one real hot take is Patrick Kane to Vegas.
Oh,
With
love that.
Eichel.
Put him with
Forget-
Eichel. He's gonna do 1 year, get a cup or not, and then go to Buffalo. And then I think
I don't
that, or
even.
maybe 2 years.
I would love to see Kane
They
with
have a lot of money,
Eichel.
honestly.
Oh, Max, you cut out. What'd you say?
They have a lot of money, honestly, to do it.
Yeah. One guy I would like to see them get just because I feel like the cost isn't too high and he's only making 800 grand is Tanner Jeannot. I feel like last year his rookie year I was looking at him just because I think Nashville's going to be a seller. He had 22 goals I think and he can scrap. Would love to see him like in the playoffs. Just I feel like he can be a good guy if they can make it happen. But
For
I
sure.
don't know.
I mean, they're red hot right now. They're winners of 5 straight. I mean, they're right there. They're right with Dallas. 72 points. I mean, it's going to be a fight for them too. They probably will try to make a push. I mean, I really don't know their cap space situation, but if they can make a push for someone like Kane, that would be amazing.
Love to see
Simple
that.
stuff. Yeah.
If we get that and it's clipped, it's actually like amazing.
Yeah, call it here. Play hammer.
I know, I need to start
the Kane to
posting.
Vegas line.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, let's jump to the West Coast, Los Angeles Kings. Parker, you want to start us off this time?
I want Jacob Chikrin.
I have
I
that
thought
written
it was
down as
done.
well.
I thought it
Yeah,
was
I did
done.
too.
I think like a lot of the teams in the West, some of the guys are getting older. It's probably Quick's last dance. Go for it. Absolutely. Same kind of theme. West is wide open. Try to make a splash. I like their D already. They're pretty deep on forwards, especially down the middle, but I'd like to see them just really try to go for it. Chikrin.
Love it. Yeah, also with that too, I think either last episode or the one before, I was saying that they needed a goalie, and I couldn't be more wrong because Phoenix Copley's been playing sick. And if you have him with Jonathan Quick's veteran leadership behind you, I think you do not want to change that. And Phoenix Copley's the future. Bunch of young and also veteran talent. And great depth on the forwards. I think they're a real threat. The defense, I want to pad that. I look across to LA, like I look across to Anaheim, and I see Klingberg. That might be a good move. I wrote down Chikrin. And then my sneaky dark horse, I do not know what the salary's like, but Torrey Krug, maybe revive him from St. Louis or Perico. I think those are all some sneaky guys that could fit in nicely.
Sneaky.
That's a good one idea. I mean, I like that team. I really do. I think the Kings, I mean, they're only +3, which is crazy to me still. I mean, they're barely over, but they're the 4th team in the West. I mean, they're still fighting for it. They have a lot to push. And if they can push for someone big like Chikrin, that would be great. I mean, I did see that rumor too. I wrote that.
Definitely.
No, just having the guys that have already done it before around some of the newer guys. I think
I mean,
it's a good.
they also won 4 straight games. I mean, they're on fire right now.
How you
Love it.
doing?
All right, let's jump to the Kraken. Max, you want to start us off here?
Wild team. I mean, they're just all over the place to me. Do they have money to jump? I believe they do. Make some
I have
player
no
pushes.
idea.
See about that. But I really think that Seattle is they're having a career year. I mean, look at where they were from last year. I mean, great rebuild, great all around from who is it? Who is it? Ron Hextall coaching that team?
Yeah,
Think so.
yeah,
I mean, what a job. Coach of the year right there. That's like Brian Dable saving the Giants.
That's a great comparison. I like that.
yeah. Pine, what do
And
you
then
think?
no, I was gonna say, I mean, first off, as a Kraken, no, I mean, not me personally, but if you're a Kraken fan, you gotta be pretty happy with the way everything's going. Got a bright future with Matty Beniers. He's an absolute stud. My biggest takeaway is just maybe I don't know if I would really make big moves with this team. I
Yeah,
think
I
you kind of
really
want
don't
to,
know.
if
I
you could
agree.
jump out of the first round, that'd be cool. Like jump past it. If not, I don't think it's a big deal. And then I'd say if you want to have a hope of getting past the first round, I think you need to get a real goalie. And I don't think you go with the rental. You have two like very average goalies. I think you got like they're both sub 900 save percentage. They're very average to say the least. So I think that could be you pull in like a future goalie. Vejmelka, I think, is the guy you go to. So that's who I trade for. I would get him, and that's a long-term deal. So even if you don't make it far, I think he's the future. So hot take, Vejmelka to the Kraken.
Ship it. Yeah,
Love it,
no, I,
Jared.
I agree with you though. Don't mortgage the future too much. Like long-term game plan, especially being the head coach on an expansion team, it can be like a sacrificial lamb in a sense. But just even being where they're at right now, even if they get swept, it's more than a successful season. But don't mortgage the future. I don't think they got the chance to go all the way, but maybe just try to get a little depth or something like that. But I agree with you. Don't sacrifice the future.
Yeah, no, you really can't.
Sweet. All right, let's jump to the Oilers and McDavid. Parker, you want to start us off this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think they got to get something to help that guy out. Like him and Leon are in their primes right now. You could see last playoff run how dominant they were, but still, you need some guys around them. I know they're both making like $1 billion each, so it's a little bit hard on the cap. But I've been seeing a bit of the Carlson rumors. I don't think it's possible at all. Who knows? You'd have to move a lot of money, but those guys are in the prime of their careers right now. You got to give them a chance. I know they got Kane, but just maybe some more depth. I was thinking maybe even like a Max Domi or something, just some secondary scoring. Really, you gotta get some people behind McDavid for sure.
I like that.
Yeah, I do. I agree with that. I mean, I think they still need a defenseman. I think Tyson Barrie isn't just the only solution for that team. I think you need like another scorer. Maybe Tony DeAngelo from could be into play there. I mean, they don't have a lot of money either, but he could be into play. I mean, they just blew two 4-1 leads. I mean, back to back. I mean, something's got to happen there.
Yeah.
I
Jared,
agree.
No, I agree. I think you need that offensive defenseman, like someone to kind of put in there, your fifth guy in the power play. And my guy right now is Justin Falk. I think you ship him to Edmonton. He's got 27 points on the season. So I think he's like the number 4 defenseman on Blues. And he probably should be the number 1. So I think ship him to Edmonton. I think he's cap friendly and maybe put it right down. Tag along Barbashev. He's on I mean they have no cap, but he's 1.5 million. So it's a low cap it if you could somehow find a way to get it done.
ship someone
Get him
back
some
to them.
Yeah,
You could
get some
put you could
offensive
add
depth.
you could add like a little veteran in there or something, if someone has like a fat contract or something, just like ship it out. The Blues will probably take
Yeah,
it. They probably have a lot right now shipping out who they've been.
yeah. I think that's kind of the move. You kind of need the offensive defenseman, then some more depth on the bottom six for the forwards. And real quick, I think I saw in the lineup, I don't know if this is accurate, Sammy Blais is on the first line for the Blues.
Oh my God. Pioneer, you're about
So
to get called up for the Blues.
they're returning the beer
Yeah.
league in St. Louis. The Yacha, they're going the Yacha for some picks.
Or maybe they'll get that off that 30-year-old guy. Maybe he'll sign.
Yeah, I think he actually is 41 on the team, but
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm not.
41. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Bring veteran presence in.
that's awesome. All right, a few more teams to go. We got Minnesota. I'll start us off. So I'm gonna go with my first take is they're very mid. That is what I'm going with. They're just super average. I just don't think they have the depth to win the cup, and I don't think they have the cap space or you have to repair. There's too much repair to go, and I just think you kind of relax. But then at the same time, like how many years left do you have Zuccarello? He's been playing out of his mind. Kaprizov's pretty young, but he's been outrageous. So I mean, there needs to be a little bit of shake up in the offseason, but I just don't see them getting in. There's too much that needs to be done.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, I've been seeing a few rumors. Like, I don't think they have the weight to go to the distance. Especially like you got guys like Kaprizov, Zuccarello that are in their prime right now, but dealing with those Parise and Suter contracts are really hurting them. They got a lot of good prospects like a Rossi or just guys that are right there ready to take that step. I think maybe wait it out for a year. I don't know if Dumba's going to re-sign, so if talks aren't going well there, maybe even try to trade him. He's been having a bad year, but maybe to a contender, could get a late first or a good
I like
prospect,
that.
something like that. But I don't think it's their year. Maybe sit it out. Just a hard pill to swallow, but try to come back next year.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, they're like a fringe playoff team to me. I mean, they're right on the edge of a rebuild almost. I mean, they should be building around Kaprizov. I mean, that should be goal number one. And finding a new goalie. I mean, you can't have Flirty when he's almost like what, 40 right now?
I think
I
close
mean,
to that.
they need to rebuild on that end and try to figure out their identity of what they want to do moving forward.
I agree. I actually really like that Dumbo play because
Yeah, I do.
I think they need to trade him right now because they'll get a decent amount of value for him. I think that he's playing bad because I think it's a mental game for him. I think he's still there physically. I think the coach is like health bombed him a couple times,
Yeah.
and he just doesn't want to be there. So put him on a playoff team. Honestly, he's probably a number 3 defenseman on most teams. So I think you bring in that veteran leadership. You probably get close to a first rounder and maybe retain 50% of the salary. So I think there's a lot of teams that could benefit from a Dumbo trade.
Yeah.
So I liked it a lot.
hmm
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
like the Kane thing too. Like, just get on a better team. I know he had a hat trick 2 nights or yesterday, but people are saying he had like a bit of a down year. As soon as I think if he goes somewhere else, he'll light it up. So similar for Dumba.
Yeah, and I think too, even like just bringing in Kane to your team, like if this guy puts up 0 points, which he won't do, he'll put up points. If he still brings that's fucking Patrick Kane, like
Yeah,
3-time Stanley Cup champion, like he's got the accolades, and like you throw him on a young guy's line, like Iafalo on like LA, you put him next to him, like holy shit, I'm playing with Patrick Kane, like all of like the new guys, the up to like 24-year-olds probably looked up to him like an idol. So I
yeah,
think the energy comes in. So
yeah. It's like be a pro in NHL. It's like holy shit, this is real.
seriously. All right, let's jump to go ahead.
Kane had a 4-point night last night, right?
Yeah, 3 goals in an apple.
Not a big
Beauty.
deal.
Not a big deal.
MVP.
All right, let's jump. Let's who do we have? Calgary next. We got decent amount of teams still, so let's it should go quicker. These teams after Calgary are like pretty I don't know.
Rebuilding.
Yeah, exactly. So let's jump Calgary. Who wants to start?
I could start. Another fringe playoff team to me. I mean, they are trying to find their identity as well. Huge trade in the offseason with the Panthers. I know you Florida boys probably love that. But I
It's
mean,
a bad trade.
you do? I mean,
hmm
probably from their end, the other side, I mean, loved it. Kachuk, having him is probably amazing.
Yeah,
Anything else? Parker?
Yeah, I mean, just even the fact they're kind of in the race right now is pretty incredible given that they lost their two best guys. I think maybe next year Huberdeau have a bounce back year, get back to that kind of form. I think they have great D. If they squeeze in, great, but I wouldn't try to make any big moves at the deadline to try to really push it.
I think they're legit. I know this is probably a hot take. I think that if they could get in the playoffs, they're a real scary team to play against because they're playing bad right now, and they're still like they took the Rangers to OT. Um, I think they're trying to catch their steam, get the chemistry together. It'd be real bad if Huberdeau gets hot and if Markstrom gets hot, and maybe you grab a top six player. This is where I liked. I don't know what their cap space is like, but
Not great.
not great. All right, that doesn't help
No.
me much. So throwing in a Braden Shen on that second line center, third line center, and Markstrom and Huberdeau get hot, I would not want to play them. If they get a nice matchup like Vegas in the first round, they're legit.
hmm
So I think that's a sneaky team.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
could get the 8 seed.
yeah.
Yeah.
If they get in, the good part is about the playoffs. You never know. Like they got good D. I think the biggest thing is their goaltending. Like Markstrom was sick last year, kind of all flopping this year. If they can get going, watch
Yeah.
out. But I'm not
Mhm.
I'm not sold yet.
That's what I'm selling. I'm selling with the preemptive that Huberdeau and Markstrom get hot, which I think they will.
The Flames on
But
fire.
Respect
yeah.
it.
All right, we're heading down to Nashville. I'll start us off, I guess. Thoughts? Again, they're pretty freaking average.
Yeah, they are.
They're at best a fringe playoff team. They have a pretty solid defense. Their depth's pretty good, especially their top three. I think it's McDonough with God, I need to know this. He's putting up all the points. Starts with an
Yossi.
R. Yeah, Roman
Roman
Yossi.
Yossi.
And they have one more pretty solid defenseman for their top three.
Oh, Ekholm.
Ekholm, yeah. They could use some depth, though, both offense and defense. And I don't know if it's worth sending it, this team. I just don't know if this is a legit contender. So I'd say probably hold off. I think just kind of suck it up and finish the year out.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. I mean, they have Roman Yossi has 49 points this year. I mean, maybe you can get a huge blockbuster trade and try to rebuild again. I mean, they're probably gonna have to blow everything up and build around Saros. I mean, he's amazing in that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, there's not really much else I could see for them except for a rebuild again.
Max, I love that. I want to just throw the hot take out there. Trade Roman Yossi. Get him out of there. I think if you're not going to win with him, you're wasting your time. They got two sick young goalies, Saros and Askarov. Askarov's like an O2. They're thick goalies. Maybe trade out some of the older guys like Nino Niederreiter, get a second or third for him and build around the crease there. But I think if maybe not at the deadline, maybe at the draft, I think you should ship out the captain Roman Yossi.
Wow. All right, here's a real hot take. Get an offensive, get like a bottom six winger or center, and then out of the broadcast room, grab PK Subban. Sign him league minimum and put him out there.
Let's go.
He's
Oh,
got to
I
be.
love that.
He's got to be good still.
I feel like he could play as a bottom three defender. Like, there's no way he can't be like your
Yes.
4, 5, or 6 guy on defense.
I would love
Always.
to see him come back. I think he's probably crushing too many Mai Tais in like Cancun or something, just living the
Yeah.
all-star life in retirement. But I would love to see him come back. I love PK.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he hurt Sammy Blay. Can't say much about that one. Gave him a little slew foot, but we'll move on from that one. Kind of ruined his chance with the Rangers.
Yeah, Sluban. But
Yeah. All right, let's jump. We got the bottom 1, 2, 3, bottom 6 here. These should be pretty quick. Blues, I'll start us off.
We could just
South.
combine. We could combine Blues, Arizona, and Vancouver together, and just say rebuild, 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 right there.
Yeah, I think my
Bingo.
only thing is my takeaways. Vancouver is Elias Pettersson, Quinn Hughes, and Kuzmenko. Keep those. Sell the rest.
Yeah.
And then with the Yotes, stop fucking winning. Like, tank the Bedard. I don't understand what you're doing.
I don't think, what is it, 9-point streak? Yeah, right?
Something like that. Let's see. I mean, they're 5-1-4 in the last 10. So, I don't
Points a
know.
point, though.
Yeah, but do you even want the points?
Yeah, you don't when you want Bedard. The Bedard race.
Their last 10 is better than the Oilers' last 10. So,
I
Oh,
forgot how
wow.
bad. I forgot how bad Anaheim is. Oh my.
yeah, I mean, Anaheim's doing really well as far as Bedard race. And they've got a lot of young talent. They're going to be a real weapon, like McTavish, Zegras. Who else comes to mind on that team?
they had this.
Trade Klingberg. Trade him.
Oh
They
yeah.
yeah, they got a lot of good prospects. They had that guy for Canada at the World Junior, Zellweger.
Oh,
He's
Zellweger's going to be a weapon.
Yeah, he's dynamite. I would say Vancouver, I feel like they've been trying to just do a glorified, like, retool the last few years, just blow it up. Get Bedard, hometown kid, stop slapping lipstick on a pig and just tank.
Yeah. Just get all
Love
the first-round picks.
Love that line. Troy Terry too. That's on Anaheim. That's who you're looking for. You can
Yes.
build around him too.
Yeah.
And then the Chicago AHL team, I don't think there's much else to say. They're doing God's work trying to get Bedard.
Yeah. Thanks for Kirby Dog. Appreciate it. I have to, man.
Yeah, he's sneaky good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
So, and also, I know you're a Montreal fan. I've been pumping Harvey Pinard's tires. Love
Oh
it.
yeah. Harvey Gretzky, guys, came up from the AHL and just, I mean, not hard to stand out on Montreal right now, but he actually looks legit. He looks like he wants to be there, so I love that. Maybe he could turn out to be a 50 point guy, 60-point guy one day, but right now
I
he's
think so.
yeah, he looks
That'd be
legit.
nice.
He's got the skill. So
Yeah, for sure. And then that brings us to, what was the last thing I was going to say before we jump to our top 5 segment? Any relation to Ryan Pinard?
oh, dude, that's why he's so good right now, right? There's this kid on our men's league team, Max, named Ryan Pinard. When we were younger, he was probably like going to the NHL. He was disgusting. You guys probably have a friend like that. Like when you're 8, 9 years old, they're like insane. Then,
Yeah.
but he had a similar little Caesar story. One time I was at Stick and Puck with Ryan Pinard. He was playing goalie, and he comes off the ice. He's just drenched. Like there's steam coming out of him. It looks like he's a walking vape. And he just sits down at the snack bar and orders a piece of cake and mac and cheese, and he's just sitting there eating, drenched in
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
absolute.
Yeah.
Buddy, that would come.
Absolute weapon right there. That's what he is.
Beauty status. Oh my
Be the
god.
buddy that would come in like to the hockey locker room and just like the bubblegum toothpaste that's like just like edible, or like all this candy, just be eating candy like in the locker room before games and practices.
Oh my
But
God. So lethal.
um,
Health first kind of guy.
serious. All right, let's jump to our top five segment. So we're gonna go through our top five teams first, and we'll do top five players to watch. And it's like just any five players have been sick to watch. Um, so we want to start us off with the top five teams.
Max, go ahead.
All right, I'll start. First team I got on my list, obviously we got the Boston Bruins. I mean, this team is unbelievable once again. We've seen it. They just can't be stopped. I think they're 91 points right now, winners of four straight. Only team that's even like close. I think the Hurricanes are the only team in the 80-point mark still. I mean, and that brings me to my next team, the Carolina Hurricanes. I mean, what a team. They just won the Stadium Series game. Great atmosphere I saw all around. Um, Everything just was, I think that was one of the best events they've run this year.
Mm-hmm.
From the NHL standpoint, I'll go to number three on my list. I would have to say we'll go with the winners tonight, the Winnipeg Jets, who just beat us. I mean, what a team! I love watching that team. I mean, they didn't look great tonight, but I've seen them play. I'm this past week, and they actually look like they have like a playoff like format, like style of play, like fast pace, like they're ready to go. I don't know. I just watched it. I was like, wow, this team is good. And then finally, I'll end it with Colorado, winners of three straight. They are coming back to life, I feel like. They're a team to watch. We'll give West Coast, so Western Conference, some love. I mean, they don't get a lot lately. East has been killing it. We'll go to you, Jared.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the exact order, but my top five are gonna be. I'm gonna go number one Bruins, and you can't. They're pretty undisputable. Hurricanes are also my number two. So that's just fun.
Yeah.
But other than those top two, I'm gonna go Rangers number three. I think they've been pretty hot lately. You add Vlad, you add Mott. I mean, I think they're legit top five contenders.
Yeah.
Um, and then my number four is gonna be Vegas. 5 game win streak. They picked up some steam. Can they cool off real quick? Sure. But as of right now, until next week, they're my number four. And I hate to say this, but Toronto's my number five. They just find a way to get it done, and they got some good goal scorers. I think they lost actually like over the weekend to a weak team, but overall, really solid team. Probably a team you want to play, especially when is Morgan Riley back yet? I think he just got back.
I think he's back.
Yeah, I think
But
he just
yeah,
got back.
if they can get past the first round, they're contenders. And if not, they're the Toronto Maple Leafs. So
There we go. Couldn't have said
Good
it better.
take.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unanimous. Boston number one. It's kind of a joke. I hope, even as a Montreal fan, I hope they go far. Like Bergeron, they're just firing on all cylinders right now. Number two, I have Colorado, just defending Cup champs. I know they might not be two in the league or anything like that, but I just think they've just got it all, and they're just going to be buzzing rest of the season. Mac Dog will carry them in. Number three, I do have New York Rangers. Early in the year, around the fall, I thought they were very mid, and then Trouba chucked the helmet, and now they're just God sent, especially with
TSN turning point.
Absolutely. No, it's crazy. I don't know if it was directly correlated, but whatever. They're flying right now. They got Tarasenko, your guy Mikkola, and then Tyler Mott too. He was their last playoff run, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Bring him back. Number three, I do have Toronto, even
You
though.
said number three was Rangers.
Oh, number three was Rangers. Okay, so number four, Toronto. I still think they'll get bounced in the first round, but this is top five right now. So I do have Toronto. And then five, Carolina, who I think will go further than Toronto. I think they sold out like 56,000 Stadium Series, which is unreal. So good to see that, and they're definitely a team to be reckoned with. So that's
I
my top
agree.
5.
All right, our 5 players to watch, not necessarily the 5 best, but just 5 ones to watch. Max, you gonna break us down first?
Sure, I can start. At number one, this right now, I have Nathan McKinnon. He's been absolutely on fire, I've seen. The second star of the week this week. Um, Bringing that Colorado team back. Sorry. Number two, of course, we have McJesus. I mean, what a guy! 100 points. I think he already is over 100 points. What's it at? Like
Yeah.
10. It's like already at 103 or something. I mean, there's nothing you can say about that anymore. We'll just skip that one. Number three, I have Dylan Larkin. What a player. I mean, what a guy. Oh,
Oh, you cut out Max.
Yeah,
did I cut
just
out?
froze for a sec.
He'll come back in a minute. We
Oh,
won't
there
know
we
a
go.
word of.
There we go.
Are we good?
Yeah, we had
right.
McDavid number 2. Oh, did we lose him again?
What'd you hear last?
It's okay. He'll bounce back. I got faith, but oh, there he is.
Is it me?
I think so.
All right, sorry. What did I say
No
last?
worries. No.
Jesus.
McDavid number 2.
Oh yeah, McDavid number 2. Number 3, we'll go Tim Stutzla. He's been on fire too
I like
for
it.
Ottawa. I mean, he's 21 and already has I think already 50 points or something this year. I mean, point per game guy. It's what you love to see. I mean, we probably should have taken him over Alexei, bold take, but whatever. Number 4, I have Dylan Larkin. I think he was the number 3 star of the week. He's been playing very well as well for the Red Wings, and they're kind of on fire, a little on fire, not very much. And last, big surprise one, Clayton Keller from the Arizona Coyotes. Playing
been a
very
weapon.
well. Last week's number 3 star of the week. But he has been a weapon for them, and one of the reasons they are on this 9-point streak, I believe. Yeah, we'll move to you, Jared.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't have like a top 5 as far as ranked, but 5 players to watch that I have are got Jake DeBrusk. He's quietly leading this offense of the Bruins. So he's been sick. William Nylander, I don't think it's very quiet, but he's sneakily got, I think, 35 or 40 goals already this year. So an absolute weapon on offense.
Career year for him.
Seriously. We got a Hurricane, Martin Necas. He's been on the come up, just a beauty of a one-timer this weekend. I think he might have had 2, but I'm not sure. But yeah, he's a weapon out there. Beauvillier, I'm gonna give him one of them this week. I think he had 7 points in like 4 games. So bad luck for the Islanders, but good luck for the rest of the NHL. And then my last guy is Brandon Hagel, who is quietly just under a point per game with the Lightning on the like 3rd line. I think he has 40. Let me look. He has 46 points in 55 games. So he's sneakily a weapon on the Lightning that already are stacked with weapons. And then I'm going to give a quick honorable mention to Pinto, who had a sick goal over the weekend. And yeah, the Iowa Senators team has a really bright future. So good stuff over there. And then Parker, take it away.
Absolutely. Yeah, that Sauce Pinto, the pass he got on the weekend was sick too. Landed like
backhand cheese.
Yeah, like a butterfly with sore feet. Okay. Number 1, gotta watch for me is Kaner, Patrick Kane. I'm going off the premise he gets traded because I think wherever he goes, it's just gonna be like, how the hell did they not pay more for this guy? I know he's 35, but I think he's really gonna bring it wherever he goes. Maybe even bring the mullet back. Who knows? Number 2, I got O'Reilly. I like Ryan O'Reilly. I think he's a champ. I think if Toronto wants to get past the first round, I think that's a guy they're gonna have to gel to. He's done it before, captained a team to the cup. I think he'll be big for them, and just I think he'll have a hot start with Toronto as well. Number 3, I have Sorokin. Just with the Barzal injury, especially if it is long term. I know he's been playing great, but he's gonna have to keep it up and just even bring it into a higher level if they want to make that push and get to the playoffs.
You said Barzell?
Sorokin, because Barzal.
Sorokin.
Yeah,
Barzell's hurt. Yep.
yeah. And then number 4, I have a tandem. I have Vladar and Markstrom, just because I'm in between you and Max. Like I don't know if they'll make it, but I think if they make it, they can make a push. But those guys gotta be dialed in. So if that tandem can get it together, I think they'll be very deadly. And then number 5, just because I like to stroke him off, is Harvey Pinard. Just keep buzzing. He's been buzzing since he got called up. So that's maybe I'll put a poster on the wall or something. But I talked about him a few more times.
Fathead.
Hey,
Yeah, fathead.
he was my top 5 last week, so
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
you must be doing something right. You know you made it when you made the Sunday Chirps top 5 2 weeks in a row.
love it. All right, let's run through a quick would you rather, few would you rather questions, hockey related. So first question, if you could play for any team right now, who would you play for? So that could be based on location or like team if you want to make that playoff push.
Shit. Right now, honestly, having lived in Boston before, I know how crazy those fans could get. I feel like it would be sick. Hurting me as a Habs fan to say this, but the buzz around the stadium right now must be unreal. So a playoff push in that building would just be unreal.
Love it. Grant, what do you think?
I don't want to say New York Rangers because
I know.
but if I had to pick, I know this is like against every Ranger fan, but I really would love to play for Carolina. I mean, they are a team. They are a weapon. I mean, and it's like in the beautiful Carolina. It's probably beautiful right now too. Like, just go to the beach and then play some hockey.
It's
Nothing
not
better.
that warm. They just played outdoor rink there.
Yeah, it's not that warm, but I mean, it's probably like warmer in like what, March and April.
Yeah,
Probably heats up.
I agree. But yeah, I was new with Carolina, so I'm gonna actually switch it up. I'm gonna stick to state of Florida. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. I mean, they're weapons. Every single one of them, so much depth. I think and Tampa is now a big hockey city. It's just buzzing there, especially come playoff time. So I'm gonna go to Tampa, ship it there. Love that we all went Atlantic. Oh no, Carolina's Metro.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
went East Coast teams only.
seriously. All right. Next, would you rather? Would you rather your first line for your team be Ovechkin, Kane, Crosby, or McDavid, Matthews, Pastrnak right now? Or they're in their prime, but you could take either line.
In their prime, I'm taking Crosby, Ovi, and whoever you said it could be
Kane.
Kane. Yeah, not too bad. No, I'm taking that line all day. All proven winners.
What about right now? Which line are you taking right now?
McDavid all day.
Yeah, McDavid all day. I thought if it was any time, I'll take the top option, but right now, McDavid.
Yeah, all time, because those guys are I mean, we don't even know how those guys are gonna go. I mean, McDavid's got so much more. Pastrnak is so much more. I mean, we're just getting like the beginning of their careers, basically, of the prime.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I agree.
true.
I think those are the correct takes there. And then final would you rather question to end the show. Would you rather have a 1,200 game career with 500 goals or be a third line player with 300 points and 2 cups?
Oh, I'll start. I mean, I would probably take the cups. I wanted the Stanley Cup so bad. Even if I was, I mean, a role player, just find your role on the team and stick to it. If you can find it, I mean, that's what you want right there. Yeah.
I mean, it's basically, do you want to be, what's his name, John Tavares, like one of the greatest careers ever with no cups, or do you want to be like that third
Pat
line guy?
Maroon. Pat
Pat,
Maroon,
honestly, I'm
basically.
being Pat Maroon. He's living life.
Exactly.
3 cups. Yeah, give me 300 points and 2 cups. I played in the NHL and won a couple cups. That's good enough for me. That's amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be Pat Maroon. I'll have the barrel too. I don't care. Fattest player in the NHL. Just be absolutely sick. Imagine hoisting the cup, let alone more than once, would just be unreal. They don't ask how, they ask how many. So that's
Hey, love it.
Amen.
that's what I'm rolling with. Just be a team guy, glue guy.
Love it, love it. Do you like the DJ in the locker room too? Mix it up a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep the rookies in line too.
All right, awesome. Well, Parker, I really appreciate you being on here for episode
Yep.
3, and hope to have you back again soon.
Absolutely, boys. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'll make sure I keep tuning in, and it was a pleasure. And all the best, Pine. I'll see you Wednesday at men's league. But thank you, boys. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, Parker. Great meeting
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you as well. See you guys soon.